If you're watching this video, you're probably still trying to decide on what Descendant fits you the best. But don't worry my friend, because in this video I'm gonna give you some recommendations so that you can decide on who to start your journey with. What's up Descendants, Chaotic Bob here, and today we'll be talking about the starting Descendants. If you want to see more videos for the first Descendant, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to support me, I'm gonna leave my Nexon creator code in the video description. To start the video, I want to give credit to Aether. He just made a video for the starting Descendants, and I thought that it was a great idea that before the game launches, we start with this topic. I'm gonna leave his channel in the video description in case you want to watch his take on the topic. But with that being said, let's get started. Let's start with my personal choice, Lepic. Lepic is a Descendant that is very good for beginners, and the reason is because his skill set is very easy to understand, and he has pretty much everything that he needs to be successful. His passive gives you immunity for 5 seconds and full health when you would have been downed. He has 2 good AoE skills, 1 good crowd control ability, and a good damage buff skill for his grenade throw and overkill. Overall, Lepic has everything that he needs. But unfortunately, with being an easy Descendant to understand, people will frown on Lepic because he is seen as a newbie Descendant, which is why I decided to start with him. If you're a beginner and don't want to start with Lepic because of the stigma, I got you covered. I'll take the heat for you. Next up we have Ajax, and if you like playing as a tank role, Ajax is your go-to Descendant. But Ajax might look overwhelming for beginner players because it might seem that you have more things to manage. Let me explain. His passive Event Horizon gives us an additional resource called Void Energy, and with it, he will now have his mana bar and Void Energy bar to manage. And additionally, his passive also gives us Singularity, which reduces the cooldown of Ajax's skill from 5% at level 1 to 20% at level 3. With his passive, it might look like you have to manage too many things simultaneously, but the truth is that on the lower levels, you're not gonna need to worry about all these things, because the enemies are not even tough to kill. With that being said, Ajax has a very good skill set. He has 2 defensive skills with his Berry and Hypercube, a decent knockback skill with his Expulsion, and a very good attack skill with his Void Walk that will help you position yourself to start placing your defensive skills, defend your allies. From the starting Descendants, Ajax will be the most successful for Void Intercepts. With his defensive skills, he can make better plays with his teammates, and if a teammate gets downed, Ajax will most likely be the Descendant that comes to their rescue. Ajax will also be very successful in tactical operations, on the boss fights, because he will be able to keep his teammates alive on tough situations. And last but not least, we have Viessa. And Viessa is a very good Descendant for crowd control. Her passive gives you Ice Shackles, which is her main mechanic, and with the Ice Shackles you will be able to slow enemies from 20% for 5 seconds at level 1, all the way to 90% for 8 seconds at level 4, which is pretty much a route that lasts for a very long time. All her skills inflict enemies with Ice Shackles with different stages. For example, her Frost Road can inflict enemies with a level 2 Ice Shackle that will slow enemies for 40% for 5 seconds, all the way up to her Blizzard, which is her most expensive skill, but with a level 4 Ice Shackle and lots of AoE damage for ad clearing. Her passive might be a little bit overwhelming, but the only thing that you need to know is that on the lower levels, all of her skills will slow enemies with varying amounts of Ice Shackle. And if you find yourself surrounded by enemies, Blizzard will be one of your best escape skills. I highly recommend Viessa for solo players, so that you don't have to rely on your teammates if you find yourself in trouble, because with your Ice Shackles you will get the enemies off of you by yourself. I also recommend Viessa to support players, because with her Ice Shackles you can make setups so that your team can help you wipe out the enemies. Overall, I think that whichever Descendant you decide to start with is not a bad choice. And remember that eventually you will be able to unlock all of the Descendants. So don't feel like you'll be stuck forever with any of these Descendants. Eventually you will have every single one of them, at least on their base form. And that's all for this video. If it was entertaining or useful, please leave a like, it really helps out. And if you want to see more videos for the first Descendant, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.